Welcome to In the Zone. Yeah. Welcome to In the Zone. You know you're gonna be in the zone. Whoa, 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 whoa. Welcome, welcome, welcome to In the Zone.
Whoa. Amazing. We're here. Carlo Capobianco, thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much. You live really far.
I do.
It took me 40 minutes to get here.
Damn.
That's all right, though.
Yeah. I grew up here. This is the childhood home, and then now it's mine and my brother's.
Nice.
But yeah, that's the first thing everyone says when they come here. They're like, "You're barely in the city."
Do you like being outside of the city, or?
I would like to be a bit closer to like downtown Osborne area, where it's happening.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I live, like Riverbend, like past Chief Peguis Bridge. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like the exact opposite end of like. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also on the outskirts, but just like that way.
Yeah. It is nice for like go on runs a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's like I basically run every day, and so being a little bit further away from the chaos is nice. Like I'm just like crossing streets. There's no cars ever. I'm just going.
Yeah, but, I get that.
Yeah.
I like going on runs too.
Mm-hmm. I like your top. I have a similar. My band did Sexy Black Cats for Halloween.
Oh,
So I got something like that, and I was actually like after that I'm like maybe they might just become part of my wardrobe.
yeah,
like low-key.
yeah. Sometimes you want to be a sexy black cat.
Yeah.
And that's all there is to it.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be right back. So I'm just gonna grab my beverage.
Oh yeah, go get your bev.
So, new album, new EP. Are you calling it an album or are you calling it an EP?
I think an EP for now.
Yeah.
I have a whole bunch of other songs that are like written and like half recorded, half demoed, but these are the ones that are like the bangers.
Nice.
And yeah, this was produced with Michelle too of Boniface.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually kind of like her and our, sorry, how do you say that? Her and I, it's our album. It's just it was just produced and written between both of us, whereas my other songs are kind of like written with other people. And but she has a very, very great ear and is able to like get the sound that I want. And the sound that I wanted for this record is kind of hyper pop, but also grounded in like contemporary pop, which is what I love to do. I love pop music, but I want to not just do the like run of the mill like Taylor Swift basic shit. Not saying that she's basic, but she is. I liked a lot of Taylor Swift's music. It's just I feel like she's kind of like the Marvel of the music industry.
Oh, that's a good way to
she
put it,
just
actually,
like pumps it out, and then she does like 24 editions.
Yeah.
But for me, it's taken like 2 years for me to get out another record. But I also don't have like indispensable funds to just like throw around and make music. But I'm not hating on Taylor. I love Taylor Swift. I don't know why I called her basic, but I'm just I'm just saying like it takes a lot of work to actually like work with people when you don't have money, and like to collaborate with people. And I'm really proud of it. Michelle is a perfectionist in a good way, and so that's why it sounds so good. It's just she's spent so much time on the record. It's crazy. And there might be more in the future if we can, get it together, but it's yeah, it's just like it's a hyper pop slash dance
Mm.
album. Um but I'm also kind of going into detail about like being queer and like being um kind of like dancing through the pain, and it is a manic album. Like it is like I thought my first album Pray to You was like super weird and obsessive, but this one's a lot more like in your face, like I'm obsessed with you. Like it's
Mm.
it's a crazy album, but like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to just go, I just wanted to get all of the crazy negative shit, all the obsessive compulsions I had with my last relationship, and then just like put it on the album, and then I
Mm.
move on. That's
Mm.
how that's how I work. Is like I have to put the art out before I actually move on.
Mm.
Or else I just like sit with it forever.
Do you think releasing it is part of that process, or is it in the writing? Like once you've written something and you've laid it down, then you're like good to move on, or is releasing it and putting it out to the public actually like the final step?
I think releasing it,
Mm.
because like I could go on and on in my journal forever, but like once you actually like spend money on it and you like bring the idea to other people and you're actually like creating something, that's when it actually brings itself to life.
Mm.
And so once it's released, I kind of let go because
Yeah.
it's out in the world.
Yeah.
And um yeah, so when it's released,
Yeah.
or at least once I record it, like if I'm really sad, I'll go to Michelle's house or something, and like I'll record a verse or like an idea, and then we work on it for a bit. And then when I actually have it on, like recorded, and I can hear myself singing the words that I wrote, then it's kind of like a release. But I think the full release comes when I actually release
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I've been thinking about that recently because I'm like, is it even a song until it's out, or is it just a song idea? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's like it is like the final process of creation almost is like sending it out instead of not just the actual finishing the track.
That
You know?
that could be, yeah. A lot of people would debate you on that,
Mm-hmm.
and they'd say, "Well, I'm a guitarist, and the songs I write at home, just because I don't release them doesn't mean I'm not an artist."
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I think that once you release it, it's an actual song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I mean, that could also be different for different people. Like you may never release a song, but you might have 100 songs that are your songs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And it's cool to hear that Michelle's on it because I saw you guys were friends from Instagram and stuff. Didn't know that she was producing it, but I can hear it. It sounds like her trademark sound, and yeah, really cool that you guys are collabing on it.
Yeah, I came to her a few years ago in the summer um when she came out, and she had her big like release party for her, like her welcome back party.
Mm.
um and I just messaged her and I was like, hey, like you are so cool. Like obviously I've known about Boniface before, but I heard her new shit, which is like exactly the type of shit that I'm into right now. um and I was like, we have to collab. And so I just kept bothering her for like weeks and weeks, and I was like, please meet me, please meet me. It was just kind of being weird. And then we actually met, and we're actually really great friends now, and like I would say she's one of my best friends. And yeah, it's great making music with your friends because
Yeah.
it's just like,
Yeah.
you know, money doesn't really matter at that point. It's
Mhm.
just like creating.
Mhm. Who else are you friends with in the scene?
Well, my best friend, one of my other best friends, Daniel McDonald, from like Strawberry Punch, uh, formerly Poodle Paddle.
Mhm.
She's also like Sleeping
Yeah.
Climb.
Yeah.
And then Domo. Domo Lemon, who is previously Alamonde and used to be a keyboardist for Love Snow, is my keyboardist. Um, those are the people that I mainly work with. I've also worked with Jay Riley, and just a whole bunch of people. I mean, I love meeting people in general. So like, yeah.
Sweet. I know Danny from we used to work together at School of Rock.
Oh,
And then still haven't seen her perform actually, like not her own stuff anyways. How did you guys meet?
I posted on my story a few years ago. I was like, I need a band, because it was just mostly like me going into a studio and then asking. I was just working with the producer. I didn't know how to write songs. I didn't know how, like, I knew how to write poetry. Like, I'm a writer at heart, but like I didn't know how to like construct a song. I don't know chords. Like I can play maybe like one chord, but like and so I posted on my Instagram story. I was like, hey, I need someone to like play live with me. And then Danny messaged me and she was like, I would love to be a part of this. And so we've just been performing. She's been in my band ever since, and it's always been the best time because our energy is kind of like the exact same. Like we're both silly geese, and we just get along. We're both like icons in our own right.
Yeah.
And so we just get along, and so that's how we met online. But yeah.
Sick. And so who is your band and how many? What do you got?
Just Domo and Danny.
Okay.
And then Michelle will be live. We'll be doing like the tracks at the
Gotcha.
release show
Sick.
on November 8th.
So is Danny on bass? What's Danny?
No, she's lead. She's rhythmic,
Okay.
or sometimes just like a little, yeah, rhythmic, or yeah, just lead guitarist.
Yeah.
And then keyboard Domo, and then I'm vocals.
Okay.
We've had drums before, and we've had a bassist, but for us, it's kind of more about like the show and like the experience rather than like the live instrumentation.
Yeah.
Like we have the basics and that's what we need. We don't need like the whole shebang.
Yeah. My band's been thinking about that a lot because we just lost our bassist. He just went to, he's still in the city right now, but we just played our last show with him because he's moving to London. And so we're like, do we get a new bass or do we just track it, you know? And I think we're probably on the same wavelength. We're just like, just track it. It's not a big deal. It tightens it up a little bit. And
yeah.
Or it's also just like the vibe is so good with us three as the core band that it's just like, might just make sense to keep that.
Yeah. The energy is what matters most on stage. Like if you don't have good energy, it doesn't matter how good your music is. Yeah. You got to bring the energy.
Mm-hmm. People are there to see the show.
Yeah.
That's what Tyler Martin's told me. He's like, people always go, they say, I'm going to see a show tonight. They don't go to hear the show.
That's true. Yeah, I'm going to see a show tonight.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you were deaf and you were just looking at, like, Michael Jackson performing, you'd be like,
yeah,
even though you couldn't hear it.
Yeah,
So, like, you're going to go see a show. You're not going to, but yeah.
Yeah. What's the best show you've seen? Or one of them, but give me a few, maybe.
I think when I went to see Madonna in New York,
that's big.
It was like one of her smaller concerts. Like she went on tour and she was only touring theaters for a while before COVID, and so I went to New York with my two childhood best friends, and then it was just like in an amphitheater, very secluded and very like private for like someone of Madonna's stature, but it was really good. And of course, just because I love Madonna in general, but mm, I would also say Jupiter Meltdown.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
At their release show for their EP was really great. I love Tuva so much.
Mhm.
Um, any Strawberry Punch show, like they always hit it out of the park. And honestly, I don't remember the names of a lot of shows I go to,
Mhm.
but great, lots of great shows
Mhm.
that I've been to.
I saw Jupiter Meltdown a few weeks ago. It Must Be the Place, which, first of all, crazy that they fit them all in to Must Be the Place, and even crazier that they ended up getting a mosh going in
Yeah.
that room. Yeah.
They always
But
get the mosh going.
they do. Yeah.
They always get it going.
Yeah.
That's what I hope to have one day. But I've always wanted to like jump into a crowd,
Mhm.
but I'm really tall, and I feel like I just kind of like I feel like I'd have to like let people know. I'd be like, okay, guys, come in.
Yeah.
Because if I
Yeah.
just jump, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
kind of like, you know what I mean? I'm just
Yeah.
gonna fall over. I have to maybe like get on a stool or something and then
Mhm.
jump into the crowd. But that would be fun. I've always wanted to do that.
Is the mosh like? I don't really know what the hyper pop crowd scene is like. Like, is a mosh happening?
I know. I don't think so.
Yeah. Right.
I think it's really punk or like
Yeah.
rock oriented, like. But I have seen like concerts or like festivals with like dubstep where people
Yeah.
do mosh pits.
Rap gets mosh pits
Yeah,
too.
I don't understand that. I don't understand rap mosh pits because it's just kind of like I understand it sometimes, but like I would rather like do a mosh pit at like a rock concert or something. 'Cause rap is just kind of like the same beat over and over again. There's not really any like, you know what I mean? Unless you're like a true fan and you're like, actually, you know what? I feel like a Travis Scott
That's usually how
concert.
it is. Is like,
you know,
there was one mosh I was in, JPEG Mafia, you know him? He, yeah, crazy mosh. And what was really cool about it, because everyone there was like huge fans. Like, even I wasn't really a huge fan. I like some of his stuff, but like I wasn't like JPEG Mafia. But then in the mosh, what's really cool is that the lyrics are coming so fast, and everyone's saying the lyrics as you hear it like pass by you. You know what I mean? Like everyone's shouting it out, and it's going around and around and around.
yeah.
It was really cool.
I think I've only been in one mosh pit, and it was very safe, and people were very kind and like picked you up if you fell down or something.
The pickup is crucial. I feel like that's usually. It's rare that in a mosh pit someone will fall and everyone's just like, ah, fuck this guy. It's
No,
generally
yeah,
very
like
much-
before I did my first mosh pit, I've heard bad rumors
Oh,
about
yeah.
like if you go to like really hardcore punk shows where there's
Yeah.
just burly men like
yeah.
then that might be fucked. But
Yeah.
like I went to a very safe queer space where we were all just and it was just, you know, like bumping into each other. and-
That's what I prefer. I don't. Yeah.
No, I don't want to get physically shoved. I don't want to get pushed
People
over.
are throwing hands. Like
That's
I'll avoid
fun,
that. Yeah.
But like actually pushing people and like having them hit the floor. Like, what if I hit my head or something on the way
Yeah,
down?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but I guess it's all in the fun of the game.
Yeah. Just getting hyped. Are you usually at a show? Are you front? Are you middle? Are you standing back? Where are you positioned?
Usually in the back because I don't want people to have their view obscured.
Oh
by
yeah,
me.
yeah.
But I do take photos and I do like photography and I like taking pictures of bands and like in general photos. So I try to get in the front to like sneak a shot, but I really don't want people to be like when I'm in front of them, because I know how it feels.
That's thoughtful. I would struggle to do that if I was tall. There's one thing I'm blessed with in that aspect of being a short king is I can be at the front and no one gives a fuck.
How tall are you?
5'5".
Nice. I'm 6'4" or something. I don't know. With boots, I'm like 6'5". How do you like being a short king?
I think in general it's pretty good. I think if I was like 6 foot, it wouldn't even be fair. Like God had to nerf me somehow.
Yeah, I get that. That's how the universe works.
Yeah.
It's like you can't have the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
It's either you're like really stupid and you have a big dick, or like you're really smart. Or is it the other way? I don't know actually. But like you know like you have like a huge, I don't know why I'm talking about dick right now, but you have a huge dick and then you're like balding, or like you're
you
like,
can't have the hair and the dick and the personality.
Yeah, or like you're really handsome but like you are really stupid, or something. I've never really liked being tall. Like I like it in some aspects, but I'm not like, oh, I'm 6'4", I'm so tall, I'm so proud. Like I really would rather be like 6 feet, or like 5'11" or something. Because when you're like 6'4", it's like, oh,
it's a thing.
It's like, wow, you're so tall, and I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
But I've always felt small, like in my mind.
Interesting.
Like I always sit like this. Or I always sit like this, or you know, something. I'm always like curled up in some sort of, and I just feel small. So it's hard to like sometimes I forget that I'm tall, and then I get reminded like almost every day.
Yeah. People saying, "Wow, you're tall." It's like, "Oh yeah, I almost forgot."
Yeah, I don't want to think about it. I've had all the questions like, do you play basketball? How's the weather up there?
Yeah.
Someone asked me once, I was like working at a store at like the LC or something, and then I was working behind the cash register, and this woman was like, "Are you standing on a stool back there?" Like, "Oh my God, you're so tall." I'm like, why would I be standing on a stool? Like, why would I be doing that?
Get serious, lady.
Like, come on. Yeah, so... What's your sign?
Aquarius.
Oh, nice. I'm a Scorpio.
Nice. I don't really know the deal with all of them. Aquarius apparently is like creative or something.
Yeah,
but I've heard everything from everyone about every side, so I'm not really.
Yeah, Aquarius people are very cool, creative, whimsical. They like fairy tales and like, you know, broad like creative concepts that are like hard for other people to understand. A lot of Aquarius people are like super creative and like really, like Jesse Lawrence, who's like a great friend of mine, is an Aquarius, and I think he's in fencing or something. I can't remember exactly. He's in some. Sorry, Jesse, but he's Aquarius and he's very creative, very cool. He actually helped me write my first single, "Call You Sometime." Yeah.
What's the Scorpio deal, and how do you match it, and how do you maybe not match it?
Scorpio people are supposed to be very like mysterious and like they're always, they keep things like they keep things to themselves, and like only release it to people they really trust. They're very loyal. which is true for me. I'm very, very loyal. Like, I don't fuck around with loyalty. I don't fuck around with like friends or family. Like, don't fuck with my friends or my family. But I'm also kind of loyal to like a fault because I am super naive sometimes, and so like even if you take advantage of me, I'm just going to be like, oh, like you were probably just having a bad day or something like that. And then I'm like, it's okay. And that's why I'm writing all these albums about these crazy relationships that I'm in, because I'm just too naive. And so I think I fit the Scorpio mold pretty well. But I haven't actually read anything about Scorpios that I don't relate with. Honestly, like it's pretty to the T, like, but actually Scorpios are known to like cut people off like right away, like the switch of a blade. But I'm not like that. I've never cut anybody off. Except like one person that used to be a very good friend of mine, and they did some crazy shit, and I was like, this is too far. But other than that, I'm pretty. Who is that? I don't have my glasses.
Martin Scorsese.
Oh, nice. Couldn't see.
Yeah, you're good. You big movie guy?
Not really. I don't watch movies very often. Like, I think the last movie I watched was in the summer, and it was, oh my god, which one was it? It was some Chinese film. It was by a Chinese director. It's like a beautiful 90s movie. It's very well known. I'll get you the name, but I don't watch. I just don't have the patience to like sit down for like an hour or two and watch a movie unless I'm with somebody.
Yeah,
I'd like prefer a show.
Yeah. I'm basically the same. Yeah, I used to be huge into movies, and then now it's like, yeah, pretty rare that I'll watch one.
Yeah.
I was back to signs for a sec. Do you believe in the sign match? You know, like where like one sign gravitates towards this other sign for a relationship.
I think it depends really. Like because every sign that I've come across is exactly, or like the sign, like my ex is a Capricorn, and like Capricorns are very organized, but they're workaholics and they're super money oriented, and they're very black and white thinkers. And a Scorpio was not supposed to get along with the Capricorn, but we got along great. So I think that's kind of a myth, but also astrology is kind of like a myth. So I guess it just depends on how much you want to believe that you're like gonna match with this person. It's kind of crazy to like dictate who you are friends with based on their sign.
Yeah.
I think Madonna does that. Like I remember Madonna, I think she was gonna work with Zed or something, like on an album, and then she found out that he was a Scorpio. She hates Scorpios, and like she was like, I have to go to the bathroom, and then she never came back. And so, because he's a Scorpio, and I'm like, bro, like come on, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't do that. That'd be crazy if I did that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What's your favorite lyric that you've ever written?
Jesus wants me pure, but I can't be so sure. I look into the mirror and I see myself a whore. Which is from Pray to You. I think that's my most poignant lyric I've ever written.
Did you grow up Christian?
I grew up Catholic, yes.
Catholic, okay.
Yeah. Not severely Catholic. I wasn't like no fish or like something like that, but I did go to church on Sunday, and like I was we did have very traditional like Catholic values, and I did live in a very like not conservative in the way that it was like red hat, red state conservative, like racism and sexism and all that kind of stuff. But like like I couldn't wear pink, or I couldn't play with Barbie dolls because it was too feminine, and so it was. I was raised Catholic, but then I guess as our family grew older, like we just kind of fell out of that, unless we had like a niece or nephew that had to get baptized or something. But we don't go to church now. It's just like my mom prays to God at night, and then like that's it. We celebrate Christmas and like Easter, but we're not like, oh God, please forgive me. It's not like we're not like crazy Catholics, but I do have Catholic lineage, yes.
What are your thoughts on God then?
I believe that there is. I believe that there is a God. I don't think I don't think that it's a God that's like a singular, like man in the sky, or like a set of rules.
Yeah.
But I do think that there is some sort of like way that the universe has like come to be that is not just by coincidence.
Yeah.
I feel like the earth is too perfect for like how like like you need the sun to grow the plants, you'd water, and it all goes in like in stages. It's like how did that happen? Like how do we have like this part 1, part 2, part 3 to like growing plants, or like you know what I mean? It's just like there's too many things.
Even that, like there is like a scientific reason for all of it, but I still look at that and I'm like, no, like there is still another thing at play here. That's not just the particles.
That's
it's like there's some type of energy that's going around.
That's how I feel. Yeah, that's mainly how I feel.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's like a dogma or anything like that. I don't think there's like this crazy. I don't think there's heaven or hell. I do believe in reincarnation though, because like energy can't be destroyed. It can only be transmuted or like reformed into something else. And I feel like I have been here before in a way, and like I can't prove it, but I do feel like I have like a sense of, oh yeah, this is familiar.
When do you usually get that sense?
I do have deja vu. Like I've had many times where I have a dream, and then like a year later I'm like in the same exact moment.
Yeah, I've had that a couple of times. It's trippy.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is not a coincidence. Like this is fucked. Or just like I well, maybe I haven't been. I feel like I have been here. Like I probably was like some like servant in the 1500s, or like a jester, and then I got killed. I just feel like I have this weird knowledge of life, and this weird like knowing of things that like aren't. I'm sure everybody has. I'm not saying I'm like this god or anything, but I feel like I've been here. I feel like I've seen things, and like when I see them for the first time, I'm like, oh, I feel like I may have seen that. Like
Yeah.
I may have experienced this before.
Yeah.
But that could also be a trauma response, from like being bullied and just having to like have a thick skin when I was growing up. So maybe like trauma doesn't affect me as much, or like weird experiences seem normal to me because I'm just like used to it. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I feel I may have experienced some things in a different life. I wish there was like a machine where we could go back and be like, what did I do in this life? What did I do in this life?
Cool.
You know, like that seems like fun.
I think you might get that after this life. Like once you die, you get to the fucking control panel.
That's what I had a dream when I was really young where like I died and then I was like at this like in the clouds and there's like this operating system and it was like, what year do you want to go to? What? And I was like, I can't remember what year I went to, but it was just like kind of like when you, like a slot machine, and then it was like, okay, like 1583 in April, and then I was just like in the medieval times or something like that. I feel like that might be what happens when you die. You just go to like a computer in heaven or something and you choose where you want to go next. Or maybe it's chosen randomly, I don't know.
That's a really good question. I thought about this a lot. Like, did we choose this life that we came into now? Or is it just we were just sent off?
I've heard that the life that you're living right now is the exact opposite of the life that you lived before.
Yeah.
And I think that's where your challenges come, because like your last life, you may have like lived a very rich life and you may have lived in a mansion or something, but this life you might just be bourgeoisie, like middle class, and you might have trouble adjusting to like things that someone else of your stature might not be struggling with, because like you had it all in the last life. Or like you may have been very poor and like homeless or something last life, and now you're just okay. And I feel like that's kind of, I feel like it's just kind of random, actually. Like if your life is chosen for you, I think it's random.
One thing I've heard, because I did a lot of digging, like, I don't know, 4 years ago, something like that, into near-death experiences, because they're all, like, the same, which is really trippy. Like, everyone who, like, almost dies and comes back, they all report, like, seeing the same type of things. And so, one concept I came across was, like, basically, like, we pick the life we come to with, like, a specific thing to learn. Where we're like, okay, we're all part of the same whole, but we also still maintain some individuality throughout our different lifetimes. And so then you're like, on this run, what's something I haven't, like, I want to learn more that I haven't learned in previous lives. And then you pick a life that's going to teach you that lesson. If that was what you did, what do you think you're here now to learn?
To accept myself and to not live in shame, because I have a very, very weird shame like concept where I don't want to be seen and I don't want eyes on me, but I juxtaposingly want to be a singer-songwriter and I want to be a performer, which is the stupidest thing ever. But it's like it was like when I was a child, I was very bombastic and super like in your face, but then when I got into high school, I got kind of like shot down and like I was put in my place by the school system, and like a lot of my personality was stripped away from me because it was like I was causing trouble, but it was really just the school system that wasn't like giving me the help that I needed. Like I had ADHD and like I was openly queer since like day one out the womb. Like I didn't give a fuck. And then I was just punished for like being myself. And so then, but I always had it in the back of my mind that I wanted to be a performer. And so I feel like my ultimate goal, my ultimate crux, and also my ultimate like mission in life is to like understand myself, and then like also um just be okay with like existing, and like not caring about like how someone's looking at me, or like the way I'm sitting on the bus, is it weird?
Yeah.
Just everything, like every single thing that someone probably wouldn't be thinking about, I'm thinking about at all times.
Yeah.
Like when I walked into your house, I was like standing by the doorway, I was like, do I ask to take my shoes off? Like, I'm just like always anxious for no reason. But I feel like that's my that's my goal in this lifetime, is to just like accept myself. Like I have accepted myself, but just like the ins and outs of day-to-day life.
Yeah.
And also like helping other people realize that they, can be themselves too. And it's not like you're not going to die if you say something weird or whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think is your goal this lifetime?
That's good. I haven't thought about it in a while. For a while, I thought I was gonna attain spiritual enlightenment this go, and then I went to a monastery in Thailand and I meditated for 3 weeks straight, and I didn't do anything, like literally nothing but meditating, and then I learned through that, oh, actually, spiritual enlightenment probably not happening this lifetime, and that's okay. And you kind of just like do the work, like you. That's what not my teacher directly, but like kind of the lady who was running the monastery. She said, she was like, yeah, we come here to do the work that you need to do in this lifetime, like for the next. It's like we're not getting there this time, but it's like you just, it's a process.
Yeah.
In terms of like, let me think here. Self-acceptance is one that was hard for me, that I'm like, I've gotten a lot better at over like the last, 4 years. Like I was a late bloomer for sure. I'm 26. And I guess like still getting on that, still moving through that, but definitely a lot more comfortable in my skin than I was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I would say the same. Definitely. I'm also 26, turning 27 on November 8th, which is also my EP release show.
Yes.
That's so. Have you ever done drugs?
Yeah, I like drugs.
Have any of the drugs that you've tried helped you with like your quote unquote enlightenment?
Yes. I had a crazy one at Folk Fest. You Folk Fest guy?
I've been once.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to go next year.
Yeah. It's my favorite. It's the best. I've been there like, I haven't missed one in 9 years, but they also like didn't have one a couple years in a row there.
Right.
But hold on, I'm just gonna. All right. Yeah, I had this one where I was on acid, and it was like pretty intense, but I was just vibing out, and I was like by myself basically, like towards the front of the big show. It was Talking Heads, or not Talking Heads proper, but like a couple of the original members of Talking Heads with a new band. And I'm just vibing. I'm just like, yo, this is great. And then I see this is because it had also been like this was like right after COVID, so it had been like literally like a couple of years since I'd been in like a big concert crowd thing. And then there was this group of girls like up in front of me, and it took me so long to realize that like they were like kind of like trying to get my attention or being like yo, like what are you doing, like come say hi to us, you know.
Okay.
And then so one ended up saying hi to me, and then I kind of started talking to them, and basically I think a big thing was that like, okay, growing up I was always like just a nervous wreck with like asking girls out or like asking them to dance or whatever. And then so this was kind of like one of the ultimate ones from like I'm so in my head, I'm tripping, I'm like I feel like very much like just scared of rejection, I guess.
Yeah.
In this particular moment, but I'm like fuck it, I'm like I gotta go for it, like there's nothing, like I just gotta do it. So I asked this girl to dance, she says no, and then I was like, okay, now I'm free.
Yeah.
Like now it's done.
It's true. That's like also rejection is a crazy thing that I've had to get through. But really, like all you have to do is just do it, and if it doesn't happen, then you know.
Yeah.
And then it's like the best feeling after, because you kind of get like an adrenaline rush. You're like, and then you don't get it, but you're like, but I had the balls to do it.
Yeah.
So that's what matters. Like, like if you have balls, like proverbial balls for people who don't have balls, even if you whatever. So I was talking about dick first, now I'm talking about balls. I'm not horny or anything. But like you got to have the mindset, like that's how you get.
Yeah.
You just got to ask, because sometimes like you could just ask the craziest shit and people will be like, okay. Like I remember a few months ago, I was in a bar and I just was being stupid, and I was like, oh, I said out loud, I was like, oh, I wish I brought money for a beer, trying to get someone's attention. And then someone beside me was like, do you want a beer? And I was like, yeah. And this random guy bought me a beer. So it's like you don't know until you ask. And it's true, you never know till you ask. So that's actually one thing that's really messed me up, is I'm really bad at like asking people out and like making a move, because I never know, especially with like, I don't want to seem like a creep, you know. So it's always been hard for me to like walk up to people or like, you know, flirt. Like I don't know how to flirt.
That's the big thing for me, is like I can make the big move, but it's like the little flirting stuff. That's what fucks with me. Yeah.
The little like the little like, you know, winking or whatever they do. Like I'm so bad at that. Like I would just rather like, you know, like go for coffee and then gradually get to a point where I'm like comfortable with schmoozing. But like I could never be the type of guy that's like walking up to someone and then like, hey baby, mind if I get you a drink, or like putting my arm around their waist or something. Like I could never do that, and it never happens to me. So I'm like, maybe I'm just not meant for the game or something. But and this year it's been one of my goals to like try to, you know, walk up more and just be like, hey, like what's your name, like you're cute, like you want to get some coffee, you want to get a drink. But like you said, it could be I'm like really bad at the small stuff, but like going up and be like, hey, like do you want to go on a date sometime, that's easy for me. But like the game or whatever you call it, like I can't do that. Like it's so hard.
I have found sometimes like with some girls I've really connected with, it's like easy, and that can be like a sign that like you're just like very much compatible. Is like it's just like I'm flirting and I don't even really know it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's just kind of is happening.
Yeah, a lot of people flirt with me, and then when I look back, I'm like, oh my god, they were clearly flirting with me. But I think in the moment they're just being nice, and I'm like, oh yeah, this guy just wants to like get me a drink. He like put his hand on my shoulder and like he rubbed my shoulder because he thinks I have nice shoulders or something.
Yeah.
But in reality, they were trying to like get my number. But like I'm so naive and like,
Yeah.
you know, so I'm trying to like, but I think it's like my ADHD or like my autism or something where I just can't recognize flirting unless it's like, hey baby, you got a nice smile, want to go out? That's flirting to me.
Yeah.
But like the, you know, like the little innuendo and like the subliminal flirting, I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
In my mind, I think I know. Like in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the bar and I'm just rest my elbow on the bar and like look at a guy and just like.
Yeah.
But then I'm just like, I never do that.
Yeah.
I just stick to my best friend the whole night.
Yeah. Yeah, I was at a social last night and I was like, that was a weird environment where I'm like, because I knew a lot of people there, so we like you get on the dance floor and everyone's kind of like in their like little circle, right? And it feels so strange, I don't know, like tough to like break my circle and try to join a new circle.
Right.
And so, yeah, I just didn't. I talked to like, I ended up talking to like a couple girls later in the night, but like, I don't know. Usually I would see something happen, I'm like, oh, there's a group of very cute girls. I'm not gonna go over there.
Yeah, when beauty is, you know, yeah, like it's very hard looking at very beautiful people and then being like, I could never get that. But you never know until you try. So next social you're at, just go away from your circle. And you know, actually what's helped me, I actually try my hardest to like go, because I feel like when you go to an event with your friends, you kind of feel like obligated to like stick with them.
Yeah, that's big too.
But I feel like if you decide to go somewhere alone, you might have a better chance of like getting
that is,
you know,
for sure it. Like, and even also like I was traveling recently. I did like Europe and Southeast Asia. I was gone for 9 months.
wow.
And so I was just backpacking the whole time, and that was a big thing because I was alone the whole time. Is like I just like new city, let's go make some friends. Like,
Yeah, the same. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, yeah.
I went to last year. I went from October to November. I went to Korea alone. And I had no plan. I just went to hostels and like woke up every day and like took the train and like went to some new part of Seoul. But everyone was like asking me out. Everyone's like so interested in like going out for dinner and like asking me for drinks and like, but here it's like you get the lamest matches on Tinder and like the lamest shit ever. And it's just, whenever I travel, I feel like everyone is just so much more open and like willing. And it might be because you're a foreigner and you're like, okay, this is a one-time shot I can get with this guy who's traveling here. I'm never going to see him again. But I still talk to people that I've traveled with and like I spend hostel time with and like.
And the people who travel as well, the travelers themselves are going to be more open.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah, I was way more open when I traveled.
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm in the middle of Korea. Yeah. Like, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
I can't get embarrassed.
Yeah.
There's nothing, like, what am I to be embarrassed about? You know what I mean? So, have you ever been to, like, Korea or, like,
no.
What part
I
of...
went to Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos.
Nice. Yeah. I was going to go to Thailand right after Korea, but then my I just couldn't afford it because I blew all my money in Korea. But I hope this summer that I either want to go like Europe, but I also really want to go to the UK because
Yeah.
I'd love to see some of the old castles and like London and maybe see some of like the pubs, you
Mm.
know? You know what's crazy about Asia?
Mm.
Well, Korea, they drink so much and it's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why I'm an alcoholic now because it would just be like I would be with like my hostel friends and like the guy who's there who's Korean would be like, "Okay guys, it's lunch. Let's go do shots of whatever." And
Yeah.
then it's like 2 p.m. and we're all drunk and then we take a nap and then we do it again. I guess it's because they don't have they don't have weed or anything there, so they have to drink to like be happy or something. But it's crazy. The Koreans they like their bosses like make them drink when like they get promoted or like they have a meeting like they do like shots of soju. And
Yeah.
I mean, like anytime that I was out with any man or like any woman or anyone that was Korean, it was always like, "Do you want to get a beer?" And it's like 10 a.m. And I'm like, "Okay, like sure, like why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm only here once." So that's what was the most crazy about Korea for me.
Yeah.
Is just how much people drink there, but it's also a part of the culture, so people don't think it's like
Yeah.
crazy drinking when like if you're there and you live there, it's not a drinking
normal,
problem. It's
yeah.
just like what happens.
Yeah.
Like so yeah.
Vietnam was like that as well. They're usually not morning or afternoon, but like once they're drinking in the night, they're drinking. Like it's insane.
And I love drinking with an uncle or drinking with an auntie because they know how to drink.
Mm.
They're not slobby. They're not like crazy. They know how to drink and they know how to have a fun time. They smoke a few cigarettes. Great time.
Mm. Anything in your travels inspire your songwriting?
Yeah, Misery Loves Company was about this guy I fell in love with in Korea, and he was a schmoozer for sure. And as soon as like we got super close, it was like very obvious that he distanced because he moved to England for some like photography thing, and then I had to go back to Canada. But I was like, no, we can make it work. Like, we can talk to each other every day. Like,
Yeah.
but obviously that's not like we just met, and I was just obsessed with him, and like, not obsessed, but I was like, not in love. I think it was a limerence thing where I was just kind of like
Limerence. I don't know if I've ever heard that word.
limerence, or being limerent is when you're like the ideology, like the concept of the person is
Okay, yeah.
way more like you're in love with the concept, and
Yeah.
so you obsess over the concept, and you're like every part of your day, every part of your thought process is like about this person. And it's not love. It's really just like it's like they gave you something and then they take it away, so now you're like, where did it go? Like, where's my drug?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So that's what limerence is. Anyways, like I definitely have, but most of my songs aren't like about anyone in particular, except my first album. It's more just like I take
Yeah.
concepts and like ideas from every situation, and then I put them into like one thingy.
Do you think that generally will lead you to a better song instead of trying to write something specific?
I think it depends on like what type of song. Sometimes you want to write a song that's very particular about someone, but then like sometimes you want to write a song that's more of like a broader concept,
Mm-hmm.
like love in general or like pain in general, but like I always try to take from like a specific feeling was that's from a specific person, but then trying to like bring that into more of like a broader, more palatable concept.
Mm.
Because I also like to keep like, mostly I try to keep gender out of my songwriting. Like I like to just have my music be like gender neutral, I guess you could say. I don't like naming like he, him, she, her. I just kind of like having whoever listens to it might be like, oh yeah, like this is how I relate to this, and it doesn't have a gender attached to it.
Mm.
But this album, this EP, I've been trying to get a little more away from like the. I'm trying to be more specific, and there is this song called Flowers in June, which I wrote, that's not out yet, which is about a guy named June who I met in Korea that I fell in love with. And I mentioned the like the bar that we met at, and his and I yeah, so like I really want to get to a point where I'm like okay with releasing music that has specific references that people might understand, but then I also don't want to look like a crazy, because we never dated. So it's like
Right, yeah.
I'm gonna be like releasing this whole song, and it's like, whoa, man, like you need maybe it's good that you left,
Yeah.
or it's like
Yeah.
you need to calm down, like.
Yeah.
So, but I'm actually not that crazy. It's just like my character, my
Yeah.
well, maybe I am a little
Well,
crazy.
there's like a kernel of truth, and then you expand it into this big thing, you know.
Yeah, like, and I hope one day I do get to a point where I can write like very concretely and like about specifics, but I feel like when I get into specifics, I get like into very black and white thinking. Like I can't write this song about anything else. Like if I talk about this moment, I have to only talk about this moment.
Right, right.
So I try to like keep them broader concepts so I can like take from more experiences rather than
Yeah.
like one moment or like one thing.
Yeah. I think that's helpful.
Yeah.
Sometimes it goes the other way, like people say like limitations will enhance your creativity.
Yeah, sometimes
But-
when you have like a set paradigm that you can work within, like it helps you think outside of the box.
Yeah. But I think for lyrics, for me anyways, is like, yeah, if I try to specifically write about this one thing or this one situation, like it almost never works out.
Yeah. It's hard to write about one specific situation.
Yeah.
Because it's so nuanced. Like every situation is so nuanced, and it's like
Yeah. And then I'll think of like a great line that like, oh, this would be a good line here, but like, oh, but it's not actually what happened, or it's not, you know.
sometimes you just gotta say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you mind if I check my phone real quick?
Yeah, yeah. Are you on a time constraint?
My ride is gonna be here in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
So if that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool.
But yeah. Anyways, yeah. Do you have any music out, or like
Yeah, my band has a couple out. We're called Banana Crisis. And yeah, we're working on an album right now.
what's the album called?
Ooh, you know what? I'll say this is we haven't officially locked it in yet, but I'll say this is the working title.
Split?
Where are you on Earth that you're not here right now?
Where are you on Earth
That you're not here right now.
that you're not here right now? That sounds like a Smiths
Oh yeah, yeah.
title.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
actually a beautiful title.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was my buddy at Folk Fest. We're in the crowd, and one of our friends is like texting her friend, trying to get her to join us. And she goes over to Bernie. She's like, what do I say? And then he, no hezzy, just says, where are you on earth that you're not here right now? And I'm like, what the hell did you just say, bro? That is sick as fuck. I'm like, I'm writing it down immediately. That's something.
Yeah, that's where Famous in Heaven came. Because I was just like, where did that come from? I think someone told me like, well, if no one listens to your music or whatever, when you die, you're going to be famous in heaven. And I was like, oh, that's actually an interesting concept.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what Famous in Heaven is about. It's like, if my lover won't love me, at least he'll know about me when I die. I'm going to be famous in heaven.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, or I'm also releasing it on my birthday, because one of the lines in the song is like, I want to live past 27.
Right.
So it's kind of just, and also Real Love like reached out to me, and they were like, hey, we're looking to book for November, or like book in the future. And I was like, sure, like let me know like what works for you. And they were like, November 8th. And I was like, whoa, that's kind of serendipitous. So yeah. I was like, I have to finish and write this song, because it's just like too weird to not release it and like name it this. And so I'm hoping I don't die on my birthday. But if I do,
I mean, you still have a year, because you said past 27.
Yeah, I want to live past 27. Yeah. It's like happy, but the original lyric was like, I want to live till 27, because I was like, I want to join the 27 club, because I thought that was romantic, but also it's not romantic at all. It's just Hollywood glamour, like all that stuff, which I love putting in my music. But
that made a great song. I really like that one. Misery Loves Company as well. That was the single, which I think that was a good pick. And it will be out now by the time this comes out, so go listen to it.
Yeah, it will be out November 8th, only on Bandcamp, because I don't support streaming services.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, I support streaming services. I just didn't get the master back in time, so I'm so this is my little excuse. I'm like, support artists, but it's just my lazy ass.
AI weapons.
No, I do have the master back, but I'm just not going to put it on Spotify, because Spotify is weird. They like just joined like this AI company that's going to.
Oh, so you actually aren't putting it on Spotify?
No, not Spotify. Okay, everywhere else though. Yeah. I'm going to put it on Bandcamp, and I'm going to promote it mostly on Bandcamp.
Cool.
Because it's cheaper, and I get, you're supporting artists, and like if you listen to my song on Spotify, I'm going to get like nothing. Yeah. So, and I'm not saying I'm making the music for money or like, I'm just saying like not on Spotify, everywhere else. YouTube, it will be on there, but Bandcamp is where we'll be at.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks so much for having me on here.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming.
This was fun. Time. This was a fun chat.
We got like very deep today, deeper than we usually get in here. So I appreciate you opening up and coming down.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And yeah, anytime. I'm down for a chat. Anytime, with a microphone or without.
Beautiful. Carlo Capobianco.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Take care. That was good. That was great. I love that.